for tuning in to day 2 of WPG. We've had an amazing session tonight with Alexei. Hopefully we'll get some highlights to you tomorrow for you to have a little look through. But some amazing performing tonight. And I know Alexei was really impressed as well. So hopefully you guys can check out that later. So in the meantime, just to give you a little bit of something else, it's delighted to have Konstantyn Napolov with us this evening for a very short interview. Welcome.
Thank you a lot, Tim.
You're
Good evening,
welcome.
everyone.
So Konstantyn was our WPG 2016 principal. We travelled quite a long distance actually in a van and, well, 2 vans. We went from Las Vegas all the way up to Minnesota on the spanning sort of 4 weeks. An amazing trip. We visited multiple universities and Konstantyn was part of that dream team. It was an amazing group actually. So yeah, Konstantyn, thanks so much for coming on. So firstly, I guess my first question is how are you and what have you been up to?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting and congratulations on making it happen in such difficult times, and thank you for doing it. I think it's really important for percussionists all over the world to see
Thanks.
and learn and to follow
Yeah.
the lead. How I am, I'm quite good, I must say, doing a lot of projects. Just last week was in Lucerne, doing some stuff for my project, the Dutch Golden Collection, performing new pieces, presentation. So now, week in the Netherlands. I'm based in The Hague, working on just performed with pianist Ralph von Raad. I'm preparing some solo concerto coming up beginning next week with orchestra, beginning next month with orchestra, and yeah, now in 2 hours flying, going to airport to Oslo. So yeah, it is a lot of fun and activities, I would say.
Yeah, crazy. You got a night flight. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is 1 hour 40 minutes and you are there. So
Yeah, it's not far. It's not far. Great. So I guess my first question to you is, like, you're very much at the forefront of commissioning new works, and you always have been. You're very much into contemporary music, and in a way are a pioneer of that. I think my first question would be sort of, what's the process that you go through when commissioning works? Like, how do you select the composers, or is it not the fact that you select the composers? You have the medium that you have to be written for, and then you find the composer. I'm really interested to know how it works, or maybe it's a blend of everything.
I would not say that this complex question of selecting the composer, but it is more all the procedure that they're behind is complex, all the paperwork. How it starts, when I started more focused commissioning. Now I have 48 pieces already premiered for different sets, for duos, for trios, not percussion trios, but duos with piano percussion, where percussion naming a leading role. Everyone can visit Dutch Golden Collection Foundation website, dutchgoldencollection.com, and there is all the information, all the pieces, all the projects, the recording CDs, videos, a lot of information to choose. And then, you just listen to the composer's music, to the list of pieces he already wrote, and you choose, okay, this composer is, for example, really good for percussion, but I'm busy with 4th or 5th edition where it's percussion, piano, and cello, for example. Yeah. So, and then you listen, this composer, didn't wrote, let's say, a lot of string quartets, or he didn't went to the to the solo repertoire of the certain instrument, because as far as I can understand, you really need dig into the instrument to have it in your hands and really connect with it, to know all the small details that there happens, because there's so much music written, especially for string instruments and for piano, that you really need to know these instruments perfectly. And and a lot of composers doing it really great. And then you see, okay, do I challenge a composer? If the composer does a composer open to be challenged, or he found it already his thing, and he want to be there, and he want to write his thing. This is also kind of point. And if composer is interested in this, voila, it's like most of the thing is doors are open, especially if you want a commission to the guys like Moritz Egert, or like Tansy Davis, or like Robin Derav, Klaas Torstensson. I mean, this Yanis Kyriakidis. This is all the names who I had luck to work together, who wrote for my project. Then, of course, sometimes you need to adapt yourself to their schedule, because they can be, let's say, for 3 years booked in advance, or even more. Like David Lang, it is like you have to be in a waiting list. But the fun part that sometimes composer has a gap because a certain project didn't happen. Then you have a luck to jump in, but still there's all concert tour that need to be planned. There need to be organized co-commissioners, because those composers need to get paid. It's an unfortunate thing that a lot of people think that composers write music because they love to write music, or musicians perform because they love to perform. This is of course true, but only one part of true. It's one side of the, let's say, six-sided coin, or even more. And then of course you need to find the commissioners who willing to pay money, like festivals, concert locations, and you need to pay to composer to write a piece. Practically it's mainly 60% in advance, 50-60%, and then composer start to work on your piece when time comes. And I think
I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know that sort of standards. So 50% and then 50% on completion.
50 or 60, it all depends on a person, I would say.
Of course, Interesting.
It's mainly like this when you, this is what I'm having always, this guy. Right? And luckily in the Netherlands there are foundations who supports Dutch composers, but you still need to apply for it. In the United States, kind of like that, although it's not governmentally supported, but there are some private foundations. We did commission a year ago. No, 1.5 years ago, it was 130 years since Vincent van Gogh is died, and I dedicated the whole 5th edition of Dutch Golden Collection to this great artist. And of course, in Amsterdam, we have his biggest collection, if I'm not mistaken, of his works in Amsterdam Van Gogh Museum. And we commissioned to American composer, really talented composer, Molly Joyce, and she was inspired by his works. And then we went through the all 300 letters, more than 300 letters that they wrote in between two brothers, Theo and Vincent van Gogh. And then we find out that we actually need kind of librettist who gonna write the lyrics, because our cellist is also singing. So and this is kind of long story short, but to set a deadline, it needs approximately 2 years before you talk to the composer, to the point that you already toured and recorded a CD or some videos on a TV, or just made your videos. So at least approximate.
I'd say 2 years is good. Like the last commission that we were involved with was with LA Phil, and I think that concerto took about 3 years, that one, so slightly longer, but definitely a longer term thing. Certainly, if it's a larger scale work, for sure.
But it is LA symphony that's booked already. I don't know,
Yeah, of
3 4
course. Yeah, yeah,
seasons
yeah.
in
Absolutely.
advance.
Yeah,
All the tours and all the stuff. So 3 years, you have been lucky, I would
yeah.
say.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Great. Okay, well, we've got a little clip just to show everyone, if that's all right with you. So, do you just want to tell us a little bit about the video that we're going to show and the piece?
Yeah. This year, there's ensemble, Orchestre de Ereprize, one of the oldest and orchestras with traditions, contemporary music orchestras in the Netherlands. That was founded by Wim Boerman. He's a conductor, but also artistic leader. And later, it was actually founded in cooperation with composer Louis Andriessen. To perform his works, to cooperate with his students, to innovate new music, etc. And if I'm not wrong, the Orchestre Ereprize is 40 years, became 40 years last year. And they changed the new director and new the staff, so new blood. So they have already 4 years festival, Louis Andriessen Festival, what they organize. And this year was really incredible that organizers, they probably have a spiritual soul as you, Tim, that don't want to give up. They just, it's need to happen. And I really love it. And so Aspasia Napolov, who is now artistic leader, he just told me, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be broadcasted on TV. It's gonna be broadcasted through the world, all the program, etc., together recording with orchestras. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna participate there. So they invite me to perform the piece Droplets that was written for me by Christian Richter, and Anastasia introduced me to the works of Tensi Davis, English composer. And I was really amazed by it. Is like really, she's writing music like, I believe all percussionists would love. There is beat and complicity and parrhythmy and all the stuff, all the sounds you can choose yourself. So this piece, Dark Ground, it was not written for me. It was not commissioned by me. It was written, if I'm not wrong, in 2005. And so I just practice it and perform it live for TV and for live stream. That's it.
Great. And this is part of the Andriessen Festival, is that right?
It is a part of Andriessen Festival. So this year in February.
Yeah. Okay, great. So let's have a little listen. So this is Konstantyn Napolov playing at the festival. Great. So I've not seen that before actually. You're right. It's a great blend of sort of groove-based ideas and material with sort of exploration of sounds as well. It's very interesting. And that backdrop's quite cool as well. Where was that recorded?
Stefan, I don't hear you well. One more time.
Where was the recording?
Recorded in a big hall of Moses, Theater Moses. It is in Arnhem. It is in the middle
Oh yeah, okay.
Netherlands. So it is quite old concert hall. It looks inside like a small version of the Royal Concertgebouw.
Yeah.
But from the other side of it, they have built up a completely new concert hall, acoustic, where you can control the acoustics, like completely contemporary concert hall. It is unbelievable. So here,
cool.
Classical one, and they built up there was a park or something, and they just built it up another one. So you have two concert halls inside.
Amazing. Yeah, that's cool. I've been to Arnhem once actually, but great. Cool. Well, thanks so much for that. And my final question for you is sort of on the sort of media video front, really, because rarely do I see a bad video from you in terms of like the quality and the recording aspect of it. So I was just wondering sort of what your mindset is with regards to like how important is it to have good quality media, and how do you go about making that happen? Because as I say, every time I see a video, it's always, you can guarantee it'll be really good, high quality.
First of all, we can go back to the history of music. First, it had been classical music that was always promoted, highly promoted. It was popular. There was no other, pop music. Pop music was the classical music, what we name now. And only in the 20th century, pop music took over and developed on the TV, on the radios, they developed this whole industry of earning money. And somehow classical music, and I mean also contemporary music, the instrumental contemporary music, not pop stuff. So it went, orchestra music, it went somehow down. So picture is not really important in a contemporary and classical music. What is really weird, because we do make recordings, but we not really take care about the quality, let's say, of the video. And for me, it was always important. If you commission work, you have to let the people hear it. So it is really important to make also a good product together with it. You have to think like an organization and like a business structure. Unfortunately, contemporary musicians are not thinking about contemporary structures and how you're gonna sell the product. It is really important. And of course, there is a certain thing that's quite important, because I studied also a regisseur. So I studied like a film director also for some time when I was living in Kyiv. I'm originally from Ukraine. So it is also, it has been like my side passion, how to say, to make videos. And I already made some, and luckily last year we also made in the first lockdown, we had the luck with my team to record in a big hall of the Royal Concertgebouw. Those droplets too that we recorded. It's also on YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, on Dutch Golden Collection YouTube channel. You can find the trailer. Why only trailer? Because this film is 12 minutes music video that sent by 42 film festivals, and so far we won 3 prizes in Cambodia Film Festival, Uruvati, in Tokyo Film Festival we are finalists, in Turkey we have 3 nominations, and now this in London, New York and Amsterdam they're nominated, and next month we are waiting also for results. So this kind of not only hobby of mine, but it's a thing. And This other question that you asked about, let's say, funding, there
Yeah.
of course need to be a lot of job done. So you need to find the sponsors, you need to find the foundations who support certain direction, and of course, like I'm a professional musician, and it is like really difficult to convince the big foundations, film foundations or video foundations to
Yeah. Yeah.
support you while you don't have a big CV, let's say, of the film. So now I'm busy with, let's say, building this CV. So far, so far it's going quite well. So me and my team are really happy with this result. And so to rent a concert hall or location, to rent apparatus, only to rent apparatus and pay professionals. So you need a cameraman, you need a team who gonna bring that stuff here. You need a person who gonna take care of food. You need a person who gonna take care of cables, electricity, all the stuff if you film it outside or
Yeah.
whatever, and it already can cost in between 15 to 25 grand. So it is quite expensive without
Big
paying
budget.
without saying that I'm writing the script, I'm the one who is playing a role, I'm the one who actually studying the score and performing it. So and I'm luckily I have really good professionals, editors and cameramen with who I am working together, and it is it is no other way. It is how it works. And
Yeah.
you just need to, of course you can make it smaller budget, more budget. It depends on for example, one of my first films I filmed in a castle. This appeared to be that it's like castle of my friend, which who knows in the Netherlands. And
Your friend's got a castle.
yeah, he's owner of more like 5 castles in the Netherlands, but he is
Okay.
he is he built it up now like hotels out of it.
Okay.
And so you can check it. It's Kasteel Broekhuizen. It's
Yeah.
called. And if someone wants to check Couple by Martijn Padding, it's one of the first my videos. There, I had just luck to be able to use the whole castle, which actually a luxury hotel, for like all day of filming.
Wow.
So it is
Yeah.
luxury thing. And using Royal Concertgebouw for like half day, the big hall, it is also luxury. So it is, and networking, and of course, knowing people, and of course, writing a lot of papers to manage the money for it. And of course, post-production, it took us around 11 months to edit and do coloring and to do all the stuff from droplets to video. So it is a lot of work apart from practicing and preparing for concerts.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on here and just sort of explaining. I'm so glad to see, like, you know, your career's moved on since we met in 2016. You've definitely got a very professional setup going where you are living in Holland. And congratulations for all you do. You're ambassador for contemporary percussion. So thank you so much on behalf of WPG.
Thank you guys for making it happen once more. And it was actually an enormous experience for me to join this adventure that we did. And
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you a lot.
All right. So everyone else, thanks so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. Don't forget a free session online live with John Wooten at 5 to 7 UTC time. Get your practice pads out. And we get to spend 2 hours with the legend that is John Wooten. So look forward to seeing you then. All right, guys. See you soon.